Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I hope everybody's having a fantastic little day. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing, and how is everybody faring? Just a second. All right, David, what's up, man? How you doing?
Just sending out the link. Let me see if this is right. We're our minds blown out the backs of our skulls by the powerful insights of Candace Owens. Now I should change that to powerful detective work.
Yes, powerful detective work. So,
we're live, having our minds blown out the backs of our skulls by the powerful detective work of Candace Owens. All right, that sounds better.
So it's so professional, man. Always, while we are live, David has to announce how he's sharing the stream. It's very professional. Imagine if you did this on TV, live TV. Hold on. I have to quickly share this with.
That would be funny. That would be funny. And our next guest is David Wood. David, how's it going? Hang on. I'm sending out this. I'm sending out a tweet here. Got to tweet out that I'm live right now. Be cool.
Yeah. So the topic is obvious. There are multiple topics to talk about. I actually initially wanted to talk about the peace deal between Israel and Hamas, because that is going on and that is very, very important. But there is a bigger terrorist here than Hamas, and that would be the one that we're going to talk about today. So Candace Owens has made a series of brutal attacks against people that are incredibly ludicrous and baseless, and partly based on her dreams, apparently. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about
what better some information is there?
Yeah. And the thing is, I specifically wanted to talk about this because it is
again.
Yeah, what the hell is going on? Is it just me? Is it everybody watching?
Yeah, because I said that like 10 seconds ago.
Is David just lagging and cutting out? Is it just me? I don't know. Is my connection weird?
Hey, tell me when you hear me count to 3. 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Okay, people say David is lagging brutally.
Okay.
You need to restart your stupid system, man. What is this? Get yourself a proper computer. What is this? You got tons of money.
Right before we started this stupid live stream. It's your stupid junk. Okay. I'm gonna sign out and then sign back in. If that doesn't work, then I will shut my entire system down.
Very professional.
And it will still be your fault because your freaking crap sucks.
Very professional. Okay. Very professional. Anyway, now that he's gone, finally we can talk about serious things. So I've been working on an Al Zut song. So I wanted to talk about Candace Owens today because what she does is, so she has been attacking random people, probably to distract from the fact that she herself might have been responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. So she has been accusing other people of being of having foreknowledge about Charlie Kirk's murder and all that. So she's possibly, she's endangering, literally putting people's lives in danger with this kind of stuff.
In danger.
Yeah.
I think we're in sync now.
In sync is gay.
Like Justin Timberlake and one of the other guys from NSYNC.
Yeah. So, David, what have you heard about Candace Owens, man?
Oh, she's the best.
Oh, cool.
She's the greatest detective in the universe.
I want to be
the only one who could compete with her detective work would be Batman, but she's better because she doesn't just live in a comic book world.
She lives in a real comic world. Paid actors for Israel, and Kirk didn't want to sell out. This is so funny, man. Farah, look it up. Paid actors for Israel, and Kirk didn't want to sell out. So here's a funny thing. Before we even start this conversation, Charlie Kirk was actually in the process of speaking to Israeli and Jewish supporters and colleagues and donors to figure out how to better deliver the Israel message and the Israel narrative to people on college campuses and at debates. That is literally what he was busy with. On his last day, before he was before he was brutally murdered by a lunatic, he was literally trying to figure out how to better, how to improve the Israel narrative when debating in public because of the extremely disgusting anti-Israel and anti-Semitic narrative that is currently being popular. That is literally what Charlie Kirk was doing. So all these people who hated Charlie and who hated people like Charlie while he was alive now want to act like, oh, actually he switched sides, that's why he was killed. No, he never switched sides. You people are just desperate liars.
Hold up. What do you mean, you people?
You people of your kind and your color.
Yeah, guys, here's what you can say and be realistic about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, very pro-Israel. That's one. Very pro-free speech. So he wouldn't want you closed down. He wouldn't want your speech closed down, even if you want to insult Israel all day long and insult Netanyahu all day long and say that they're all genocidal warmongers. He would want to defend your right to say that. And anyone who suggests that you need to be silenced or that your speech needs to be stopped, he would have a strong reaction to that. He was a free speech absolutist, but he wasn't just that way with like governments trying to control your speech. He was like that with individuals trying to control your speech. And if you were a donor and you said, here, I'll give you money, but you have to say this, Charlie no like that. Charlie would have a strong reaction to that, and he would flip out. Why do I hear myself now? Why'd you do that?
I didn't do anything, man.
I hear an echo. You did something.
I didn't do
something very wrong. Does everyone else hear two of me? Echo. Yep. Everyone's saying echo. Super smart AP. Changes everything, and then nothing works. And now we've got two David Woods, which is why they call me David Woods.
How about now?
Check. Yep. Still echo.
How about now?
Check. Yep. Still an echo. Okay. Whatever you changed between this show and our last show.
What about now?
Check. Still an echo. What is that? You do one life.
How about
you
now?
do one thing. Yes, there's still an echo.
What the hell?
Remove myself.
I literally didn't do anything. What the hell is going on?
Well, why do you have this extra camera? Let me go.
Dude, the whole live stream is ruined, man. What is this?
Check.
The whole live stream is ruined because of your technical problems.
Check. Works fine now. Oh, yeah. StreamYard is... There we go. Dude! This is not how you normally do it.
This is literally what I do every single time.
Like I just said.
I could just be quiet the entire time talking.
How about now?
We know what's going to happen. Oh yeah. No, shocker. I'm so shocked. Okay, whatever you normally do that. And then whatever you did this time,
whatever I always do.
Destroy that.
Same still?
What?
Still the same?
Yes, it's the same. There's got to be another way to play a video. You see, this is what happens when you curse Candace. The demon that speaks to her.
Now,
wreak havoc.
I hope this reaches somebody from StreamYard, but people pay tons of money to use this stupid freaking platform. Now, first off, people stream from here with high resolution and it reaches the viewers on YouTube in low resolution. Why? Why is StreamYard still having this problem after many years of establishing this business and pretending to run a very high quality business? Secondly, why is StreamYard always riddled with stupid technical problems?
And third, why does AP never learn to use StreamYard properly?
I'm gonna be like Hassan Piker, getting angry at this and then zapping at my dog or something. All right, man. Live stream ruined. I don't even care anymore.
Now play that some other way. What were you doing? Share screen? Just download the stupid video, man. Just download the stupid video and play it. Do you not have that technology? Oh, there we go.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Let's just finish this live stream here. I'm literally going to read super chats. I'm really serious. I'm really pissed at this right now. Abu Bakr al-Pafdadi, Ahmad ibn Khalid al-Wagan seems to believe that Muhammad wrestled jinn on the night of the Al-Zut. Is he wrong or right? Yes, he's right. Pants Schmans, TikTok, time to mock. That's true. That's true, Ryan. Thank you.
Hey, yo.
What?
I don't see how this could be a problem with my system because it's only popping up when you click on Candace, which means it's somehow getting the audio is getting double played or something like that. Anyway, but just on the slim chance that it has anything to do with my system, I'm going to go ahead and shut down while you're starting to read this.
It has nothing to do with your system.
Okay, so you're saying you don't want me to try to shut down?
StreamYard literally putting out the audio of my desktop as it is supposed to, but also putting out the audio of you speaking as well, which is not supposed to happen.
That's extremely... Yeah, that seems like a glitch. Sometimes they have a glitch, and I've even seen it when they had a glitch, and then they apologized the next day and said, hey, a bunch of people complained because this is happening, and so we're going to fix it.
Yeah. So it happens only if I share the screen. So when I share the screen, it picks up your audio, which I hear on my system, as part of the system audio. So it just plays that out as well. So it plays your audio twice, which is very weird.
Yeah. Dumb. Nathaniel's here saying, it's fixed right now. Yeah, it's fixed when it's just me and AP. When he goes to play Candace, then for some reason it's playing me twice.
So, and I could solve the problem by just muting you when I play the video, but I don't want to keep muting and unmuting you. That's just ridiculously stupid. So, Abu Bakr al-Puff Daddy, will you do a fundraiser for your new Islamic Dilemma website? Says Abu Bakr.
I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out what it costs. If it's going to cost a ton, then I might. If it's can be done. With that said, I do want to sink some serious money into it to get. I've already had a couple people, just based on mentioning it yesterday. I've already had a couple people who are tech guys said they'd be happy to help and stuff like that. But would like to find. Keep in mind, I have no idea. Like I knew Blogger back in the day. I posted on Blogger. Other than that, I have no idea what I'm doing on websites and so on. So like to probably find whoever's best, probably list all the things we want to do at the website and then find who's going to be best at that. And then I'll pay them whatever I need to pay them.
Does this work now?
Check. Works fine. Yeah, play it off that.
No, it mutes you. What the hell, man?
I'm not muted.
You were just muted. There's some weird problem going on, man.
It's a weird
a vivid dream this weekend, and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. So for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that. And it was the immediate sense I got actually. And I don't know who exactly it is that betrayed him, but I also felt in the dream that it is soon going to be revealed, that it's actually inevitable that it is going to be revealed, that there is nothing and no one that is going to stop the truth from coming out, and it is going to have international consequences. Take that to the bank. Quote.
So somebody just said that Candace Owens brought receipts, and I just wanted to point out that these are the kinds of receipts that Candace Owens brings.
I had a dream. Am I the new Martin Luther King? Yes. Why? I had a dream. Hey.
What?
Her saying right there, and this is all going to come to light, and it's going to have international consequences. Let me tell you what's really going to happen. She's going to keep accusing people based on her tried and true system, which is I will appeal to basically nothing or to something, but it's not within a million miles of what I'm saying about it. But it's enough for my stupid followers. It's enough for me. But I'm just going to keep making these insane, deranged accusations and tossing everyone in there. I mean, it's Israel. It's a turning point. Eventually, it's going to be Erica Kirk involved too. Some of Candace's fans are already saying that. And of course, it's the FBI and various government agencies all conspiring to do this, even though, and they're willing to do anything. If they're willing to do anything to shut this down, they're willing to even kill Charlie Kirk to silence this, but they'll never be able to stop Candace Owens. They just can't do it. All the combined forces of the most powerful assassins and intelligence agencies in the world, they can't stop Candace Owens. So she's going to bring all of this to light. She's going to expose everything. And what that really means is she's going to accuse tons of people, cause massive division, because now anything Turning Point says, you can even say it. You can even watch it. Watch Erica Kirk or anyone from Turning Point say anything online. They're already getting attacked. Oh, you're in this. Why did you have Charlie assassinated? It's not going to stop, right? So Candace is going to keep doing that. It's going to cause massive division. It's going to cause tons of people to get attacked. Nothing is ever actually going to come of it. No one's going to be arrested over Candace's investigation. You're not going to see Josh Hammer and all these guys going off to prison because of Candace's investigation. What's going to happen? You're going to have that Tyler Robinson dude. He's going to go to prison. But Candace Owens fans are always going to think that this was a massive conspiracy like 9/11 or the JFK assassination, even though nothing's ever going to happen based on anything she's saying, except massive division, ruining a lot of Charlie's work and so on. So that's what's going to happen.
I just want to do a quick sound test.
How can you say something?
That works, right?
That's perfect. I knew 3 of those. I didn't know the top one.
I saw earlier today somebody posted just these 2 side by side, so I decided to add Cenk yelling.
Oh, that was you.
And then somebody else added Alex Jones to it.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny if people keep adding.
Really bad.
How can you say something?
I think the funny context is that the Alex Jones video here is actually him mocking people who are obsessed with Jews. So keep talking about Jew. Hang on. Now, I want to talk about a few things here very briefly. So there are some people who go around now sharing some really, really insane things. Candace Owens has done really insane stuff. I was going to talk about this even further, but I'm going to keep it short now. I want to have a brief look at this. This was prepared by Milk Bar TV, who is on YouTube and also on Twitter. So let's look at this.
You might want to read that either now or afterwards.
Okay.
Twitter users pointed out a very strange tweet that Josh Hammer hit send on 16 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. For no apparent reason at all, he retweeted something that President Donald Trump had sent a full 12 years ago about public executions. Here it is. Here is that retweet. Now, what is the justification for this? There might be one. I tried in earnest to at first rationalize it, right? What could have been going on that Josh Hammer decided to dig through the 2013 Twitter archives and retweet someone calling for a public execution? Would we trust if Josh came out and said that tweet was definitely about Irina? Other people pull old Trump tweets.
Now, here's the thing. I just want to point out one thing. She actually ran with this little stupid freaking conspiracy theory. And as you can see here, for example, she then retweets Sam Parker, who is a neo-Nazi and who also hated Charlie Kirk when he was alive, and said, "You don't hate Charlie Kirk enough." He said things like these. She actually quote tweets him, as he also adds to the conspiracy theory that Josh Hammer, a very good and close friend of Charlie Kirk, who was in the group with him. By the way, just want to point out one thing: Josh Hammer and many other people were in a group chat with Charlie Kirk the entire time, with whom he planned and talked about things. You know who was not in that group chat? Candace Owens. Why was Candace Owens not in those group chats? Why were other people there whom she now accuses of having something to do with those with his murder? Because he trusted other people, not her. In your face.
Right.
However, wait. Let me quickly go through this. So, she actually posts this idea that, look, here it is again. Here's Sam Parker. He says Josh Hammer treachery. This Josh Hammer guy, who is of course
and it was really only over the past.
A Jew. He randomly posted these things. He said on September 9, he posted bathed, quote tweeting Donald Trump. This is just one day before the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Why would he do this? This is very suspect. Was he trying to say that Charlie Kirk will be publicly executed? And then, so this is the context. Here, Candace Owens comes in and actually adopts this idiotic narrative and says people are on Twitter saying that he made strange tweets, quote tweeting Donald Trump talking about public execution. Why did he do this? Why did he do that one day before Charlie Kirk was killed? Was he trying to say that Charlie Kirk will be publicly executed?
She says publicly executed. That's what she said in her tweet. Yeah, so she says, why would he tweet about people needing to be publicly executed right before Charlie was publicly executed? So she's saying this is basically him announcing that Charlie is going to be publicly executed, and that is what makes most sense.
Now here,
him tweeting this.
Now here on September 10, on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination, he also once again said public execution, and she's like, "Why would he do that? That sounds like that looks like he was hinting at something. It looks like he was hinting that Charlie Kirk was publicly executed for disagreeing with them and all that." I want to briefly take a second. Let's quickly listen to what she says one more time.
Twitter users pointed out a very strange tweet that Josh Hammer hit send on 16 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. For no apparent reason at all, he retweeted something.
No reason.
That President Donald Trump had sent a full 12 years ago about public executions. Here it is. Here is that retweet. Now, what is the justification for this? There might be one. I tried in earnest to at first rationalize it.
She tried.
Right? What could have been going on that Josh Hammer decided to dig through?
Now, I want to say I want to make it as very clear here. Candace Owens, you are a piss poor journalist. You are a piss poor excuse for a journalist and researcher. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should delete your entire online
Josh Hammer should sue over this by itself.
You are such a horribly idiotic, ridiculously dumb journalist if you claim to be one. You're such an absolutely horrible researcher. You are a piss poor journalist, because you know what? I actually sat down and tried to find the context of it, and I tried it within 2 minutes. Look here.
And she apparently found it in the course of her live stream.
Look, you go on September 8th. On September 8th, on Truth Social, Donald Trump comments, and this is around the time that this starts going viral. Irina, who was a Ukrainian refugee who came to America and was brutally killed in public by this thug. This starts going viral. Donald Trump posts about it and is outraged about it, and people start calling for this guy's execution, and people start getting outraged and calling for his public execution. In fact, going to September 10th, here is Donald Trump himself saying the animal who so violently killed the beautiful young lady from Ukraine who came to America searching for peace and safety should be given a quick, there is no doubt, trial and only awarded the death penalty. There can be no other option. President Donald J. Trump. And then further,
pretty straightforward. And so
you see him here on video on this day, on September 9th, him making a direct video announcement about her 9th. And commenting. September 9th, which is the very same day that that Josh Hammer tweeted about, or quote tweeted Donald Trump's post about execution, about public execution. Not only he retweeted this, Lots of other people retweeted it too. They called it based. They said, "Oh, look, Donald Trump is for public execution, and we agree with him. He said this back then. We should have it for this criminal." So, Candace Owens, you absolute joke of a journalist and researcher. You sit down and you actually see something. You say, "I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, I try to find an explanation, and I just can't find an explanation for this. I just can't rationalize this." It took me 2 minutes to sit down and find the context here of why Josh Hammer on that day posted public execution, just like many other people did. It was a reference to the killer of Irina. It was a reference to that, which many other people also brought up. And Candace Owens is such a piss poor journalist who will actually go out, be watched by thousands of people, later on by millions of people, and will present to them a narrative which implies that Josh Hammer, a close friend of Charlie Kirk, for some strange reason unnecessarily publicly posted about public execution, by which he might have been hinting at the fact that Charlie Kirk was going to be publicly executed. This is I don't know how to put this. This is pure evil behavior.
It's really
Pure
bad.
evil.
It's really terrible. Yo.
Pure evil. Candace Owens, you are not only a piss poor journalist, you are also purely filthy and evil. And you should stop everything you're doing.
Yeah. So in situations like this, and this is all she ever does, it's like, okay, either you're evil, you know you're lying, and you're lying anyway. So you're the sort of person who will just make up stuff to blame people for killing their friend. Or you're so incredibly sloppy that something anyone could find out just by going to Josh Hammer's actual page or paying any attention at all to what was actually going on September 9th could have figured this out. You're the one person on the planet who's too stupid to figure this out. And based on your own stupidity, you're accusing someone of being part of a plot to murder Charlie Kirk, his friend. So guys, just again, get the big picture. And I'm saying, because I keep getting messages from her fans. Oh, but what about when he said public executions? Why would he say this? Right. So there was just a murder on a train, and people are saying, why do we keep letting these guys out and so on? Why not just publicly execute them? And then Donald Trump says people like this need to be publicly executed. Josh Hammer says based public execution. Then Candace Owens, I couldn't find any reason at all. I mean, we tried. We couldn't find any reason for him to share something about public executions. So isn't it a coincidence that right before Charlie was publicly executed, Josh Hammer proclaims that public executions are base? Was this him announcing that Charlie was about to be publicly executed? And was Josh Hammer saying this as a warning to everyone else not to betray him? Oh my goodness. It's completely insane and idiotic. And she's accusing someone of being involved in a plot to murder Charlie Kirk. She could actually get someone killed, because you only need one guy who goes, what, Josh Hammer's involved? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take care of this for Charlie. Yoo-hoo. She should be sued into oblivion.
You have it right here. This is her tweet as well. I knew nothing about Josh Hammer's random tweet about public executions the night before Charlie was publicly executed. She was already using the word. So she's clearly using the word here. Nothing about so I knew nothing about Josh Hammer's random tweet about public executions the night before Charlie was publicly executed. She's clearly already drawing the connection here. In what context does that tweet make sense? Literally WTF. The context makes a lot of sense if you just think about it for 2 minutes. And then she will go further, and people who actually believe her and run with her will go further and say, well, then why did Josh Hammer retweet a post by Donald Trump that he posted like 16 years ago? Well, for one very simple reason. because that is the time where Donald Trump posted about public executions. So people went back to an old Donald Trump post where he talks about public executions for hard criminals, and people applaud Donald Trump's stance on this because that's where they find it. It's all very, very simple. But she, probably because she wants to distract from the fact that she might be responsible for Charlie Kirk's murder, is not trying to accuse other people of being responsible for it. See how easy this is?
The general rule would normally be, if you're accusing someone of being part of an assassination, you should probably be careful. Like, you don't want to falsely accuse someone of being involved in an assassination. Whereas Candace has the opposite rule, like, be as sloppy as possible and just randomly accuse anyone based on the dumbest, if you can even call it research, imaginable. This is just terrible, man. Really, really bad.
And then here is let's look at this clip here. There's one other thing that is just absolutely horrible.
And then we're supposed to believe that he had that dramatic switch. So he went from "I'm done" to like, "Hey, love ya. How can I be of more service to you?" And then in that exact same day, he was texting people saying they are going to kill me. On the same day that he's on this Zoom call, this is a fact, this night Zoom call, as Josh says, it was at night, or the New York Post reported, I think, right, that it was at night, that at the same time, that same day, he's texting people saying they are going to kill me. And we are supposed to do.
So a little bit of context here. Few days before his death, Charlie vented in his group chat and said, some Jewish donor, because I won't deplatform Tucker Carlson, has decided to give up his $2 million donations. And then he said sarcastically, or with an exaggeration, they're forcing me to abandon the pro-Israel side, right? A day later, he actually proves this wrong by going on a Zoom call with Israelis and others in order to figure out, in preparation for his new tour, how to tackle the Israel issue and how to explain what Israel is doing better to people who ask him questions on campus. So, the thought here is very simple. Charlie Kirk had a frustration because a Jewish donor dropped his donation, right? That's it, by the way. It is not that somebody is threatening him. It's not that somebody is trying to take down his organization. It is that a Jewish donor says, hey, if you're going to continue platforming Tucker Carlson, I'm sorry, I can't support this anymore. So I can't donate to you anymore. Totally understandable. Any donor has the right to say, under these circumstances, I can't donate to you anymore. And any recipient of donations has the right to say, hey, this is really messed up. This is pissing me off. Anyone has the right to vent here and to do that. Both sides are completely right in this. Despite that, the anger is over. The very same day, Charlie Kirk actually turns toward his group chat with whom he is communicating and organizing things, and calls for a Zoom meeting in order to talk about the Israel narrative, to figure out how he can better talk about Israel's war when he goes on a campus tour, because this was a day before his first appearance on his new tour on campuses. So he goes on a Zoom call with Josh Hammer and with other people and gets some of their views on how he can tackle things, how he can explain things. And Josh Hammer shared this screenshot of that specifically. Here's Zoom link for 6 p.m. Eastern time. Charlie Kirk says, thank you for the help today, guys. So this is when a Zoom call took place. Charlie Kirk later, after the Zoom call, says, thank you for the help today, guys. Josh Hammer says, good luck as the campus visits start. Don't hesitate to let me know, or any of us know, how I or we can help. What's your first stop tomorrow, by the way? Does it sound like they're in a strange plot to threaten him or something if he doesn't support Israel? Somebody else says, honored to be of assistance. Charlie Kirk then says, Utah Valley University. Somebody else then jokingly says, say hi to your Antifa friends. And Charlie Kirk then posts a thank you or prayer hand. Now, some insane people actually take this and say, wait, why did somebody here say hi to your Antifa friends?
This shows that Charlie was planning to unite with Antifa and that everyone killed him because he was switching sides and going to Antifa.
Very simple, because on that day it was already announced that that Antifa is going to show up for protests, as every single time when Turning Point USA goes somewhere. And what best than joke about it? So, this is the context. However, Candace Owens, instead of taking the simple explanation, which is Charlie had a moment of frustration, then he went back to supporting Israel, says, oh, so he was frustrated, but then why would he go back? Well, because that's what people do, Candace. But her theory is even more insane. Her theory is that Charlie Kirk actually didn't go back to supporting Israel. He had some strange call at night. She doesn't even get the time right. At night with a bunch of pro-Israelis and Jews who apparently then threatened him to kill him. After which, by the way, as we have just seen, Charlie said, thanks for the help, guys. And then, allegedly, what she's now trying to say here is that during that Zoom call, those Israelis or Jews probably told him that they want to kill him. Let's hear this for a second. And she bases that on zero evidence. Zero evidence. So when people say Candace brought receipts, this is the receipt that people are talking about. Zero evidence. Listen.
Then we're supposed to believe that he had that dramatic switch. So he went from I'm done to like, hey, love ya. How can I be of more service to you? And then in that exact same day, he was texting people saying they are going to kill me. On the same day that he's on this Zoom call, this is a fact, this night Zoom call, as Josh says, it was that night, or the New York Post reported, I think, right, that it was at night, that at the same time, that same day, he's texting people saying they are going to kill me. And we are supposed to deduce from this that by they, what he really meant was Tyler Robinson. He meant they, them, duh, like a non-binary person or a trans person. They
She thinks that Charlie was saying that Tyler Robinson was going to kill him. She thinks that's what people are saying. Did she just say that, or did I completely misunderstand that?
No, you got that right.
Wait. So she's saying that Charlie Kirk, the night before he was killed, is saying they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. And that people are saying, oh, this is about Tyler Robinson. And so why would Charlie be using the plural?
Yeah.
Like Charlie was actually saying Tyler Robinson?
Yes, exactly.
What the hell is wrong with her, man? That's like,
she's retarded.
That is like,
she is literally retarded. Here's
what's
the thing.
That say about her freaking followers, man?
What people are saying here is not, oh no, he meant somebody else. That's not what people are saying. What people are saying is, and I'm going to say it here once again, where is the damn evidence that he went around saying they're going to kill me? Where is the evidence? She's actually alleging here, by what she just said, that in this Zoom call, which Charlie Kirk had, they were threatening him to kill him. Let's continue.
They were going to kill him. That was what he had a feeling about. Everything else is just completely irrelevant. He just had a sense, a premonition.
He had a premonition, and then he goes out and goes to the university. Okay.
So imagine Charlie Kirk was apparently in a heated conversation with these guys here, with Josh Hammer and the pro-Israel guys. And apparently here, during this conversation, he got the sense that they're going to kill him, or they threatened to kill him. Now let's look at once again at how Charlie Kirk types, what kind of messages he sends after the conversation. At this point here, the Zoom conversation is over. It wasn't very long. Charlie Kirk's next message is, "Thank you for the help today, guys."
Hang on. Let me tell you how Candace reads this. Thank you for the help today, guys. And what he means by that is they threatened to kill him if he doesn't stay in line. And then he said, okay, well, I'll do that because I don't want to die. Thank you for the help today, guys. This is the proof, the case cracker. That's how she reads this stuff, guys. Oh, like over and over again. We've seen her do it over and over again. Charlie, we saw her when she was saying, I know that's not what Netanyahu, that the letter to Netanyahu said. I know what the letter says. That's why I know he's lying. And she repeatedly accuses Netanyahu of lying about the letter. The letter said exactly what Netanyahu said. And the extra part was a long dissertation on how they can more effectively defend themselves, PR-wise. But she's saying she knows it doesn't say. When she finally explains, which every single person assumed that she must have access to the letter because she's saying she knows what's in the letter. When she actually had to defend herself with how she knows Netanyahu is lying, she said, because Charlie tweeted, don't let this killing in America stop our free speech. And that was clearly against Netanyahu for some reason, as if Netanyahu is trying to do away with the First Amendment or something like that. But in her mind, saying, hey, don't let a murder in the United States of America allow people to block speech. She said, that's about Netanyahu. Therefore, he's enraged at Netanyahu. And that's how I know when he sent a letter, it would have been him telling Netanyahu why he can't stand him. And that's how she knew. There's nothing there. There's zero evidence there. It doesn't fit anything. But in her mind, that's how she evaluates things. And that's how I know when she reads, thank you for the help today, guys. That's Charlie's way of saying, you've threatened me into going along with what you're saying now.
And then, so guys, for all those who missed it, what Candace Owens is actually really arguing, really claiming here is that at this point right here, Charlie Kirk saying, thank you for the help today, guys. That at this point, Charlie had just finished a Zoom conversation where they allegedly threatened him, or where he got the sense that they're going to kill him. Upon which here, Josh Hammer says, good luck as the campus visits start. Don't hesitate to let me know or any of us know how I or we can help. What's your first stop tomorrow, by the way? At this point, apparently they want to kill him, according to Candace Owens. Honored to be of assistance, says somebody else. Apparently this person also wants to kill Charlie Kirk. Yeah, Charlie Kirk says, I'm going to be at Utah Valley.
Keep in mind, when Candace is reporting on this, she will say, and then he said, thank you, for the assistance. And he really meant, thank you for threatening me, because I know if I don't do what you guys want, I'll be dead. And then someone else comes in with a stern warning, happy to be of assistance, meaning if Charlie gets out of line, he's going to die that day. This is how she reads messages, guys. I'm not exaggerating at all. She's a freaking lunatic.
And here is the bigger problem, actually. Once again, she keeps arguing that that Charlie Kirk was texting people on this day that they are going to kill me. Now, I want to ask anyone, especially the Charlie Kirk fans, especially the Candace Owens fans in the chat. I want to ask all of you geniuses, can you show me a single piece of evidence of those texts? Can you show me a single piece of evidence that Charlie Kirk actually texted people they are going to kill me? Have you guys seen a single text in which Charlie Kirk said they are going to kill me? I can answer the question for you. No.
Well, Candace
there is not a single piece of evidence.
Yeah. Whoa. First of all, bull. Someone said, say hi to your Antifa buddies. And Charlie posted the praying hands, which means I'm praying not to be killed. Which means he's going around saying they're going to kill me. So I don't know what more evidence you need, AP. You just have to learn to read things like Candace reads them.
She gets significantly worse. She gets significantly worse.
To be someone that is, or maybe rather someone that is possessed by something that is less than human, subhuman, to do that. There's no humanity in you. That is why I named Josh Hammer. I believe he is a deeply disturbed man. Filth. Okay? Absolute filth. I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it. Whatever that is that lives in him does not live in me. There is no truth in him. Obviously, there is no truth in Josh Hammer.
Hold up.
I know we won't get answers from you, but let me promise you that if I get a text message to the effect that you were somehow involved in him feeling anxiety the day before, if you did something that gave him anxiety in that way, I will release it instantly. There will be no place that you can hide.
What she's saying here is she's suspecting that Josh Hammer might have been one of the people who gave Charlie Kirk the anxiety that he will get killed, and that Josh Hammer might have been in on the plot to kill Charlie Kirk, and that if she gets a text from somebody pointing at that, she will release it. So at this point, she publicly saying that that Josh Hammer is in on the plot to kill Charlie Kirk, but she's heavily implying that he probably is. This is absolutely disgusting, subhuman behavior.
Yeah, again, the rule, as far as I could tell, would be if you're going to accuse someone of being involved in a plot to murder someone, especially when tempers are running pretty high, you probably want to have good evidence. And so far, her evidence is the day before Charlie was killed, Josh Hammer, as many, many thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or whatever, tweeted his support for the death penalty, public executions. And this was right before Charlie was publicly executed. So this was Josh Hammer announcing to the world that he was part of the public execution of Charlie Kirk. It's weird. It's almost like it's along the lines of like the dancing Israelis, right? Like, okay, so you're saying Josh Hammer is part of this brilliant plot, and he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tweet it. We're gonna publicly execute someone. Like, gosh, they always nail it, man. They always nail every single step except for one stupid mistake they made. It's like Israel when they decided to bring down the two towers. They said, you know what? In order to document, this is what Candace says, they needed to document it. So they sent people in a van across the river to record it with a little camcorder. That because there would be no other way to document whether those two giant towers fell. So you had to get someone across the river with a camcorder to record it. And you know what? Gosh, that's the smoking gun there. They every single step of their plan, they nailed it, except they screwed up. They got these guys across the river with a camcorder there, and then they get busted. But that's like this. It's Josh Hammer is part of this brilliant plot to assassinate Charlie Kirk. And then, big mistake, Josh. You had to tweet your support for Charlie's public execution right before he was publicly executed. And Candace caught on. Candace caught you. You made one big blunder, man. Dude, do you understand how dumb that is, Josh? If you're gonna rob a bank, you don't tweet the night before, hey, robbing banks is cool. You don't do that. Candace will catch you. She's too smart.
Oh man. Let's do this here, and let's go with Milk Bar here and break this down.
Twitter users pointed out a very strange tweet that Josh Hammer hit send on 16 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. For no apparent reason at all, he retweeted something that President Donald Trump had sent a full 12 years ago about public executions. Here it is. Here is that retweet. Now, what is the justification for this? There might be one. I tried in earnest to at first rationalize it, right? What could have been going on that Josh Hammer decided to dig through the 2013 Twitter archives and retweet someone calling for a public execution? Would we trust if Josh came out and said that tweet was definitely about Irina? Other people pulled Trump tweets. Some pulled that very tweet and called for a public execution.
Look at this. Now, as I just showed, it took me a very, very short time to see the context of Josh Hammer's quote tweeting of this old Donald Trump tweet. Here's Milk Bar TV doing the work for us and going through so many people quote tweeting the very same thing on the very same day. It goes so fast. There are too many of them. So Josh Hammer did what thousands of people did that day and quote tweeted an old Donald Trump tweet. She calls herself a journalist and didn't notice this. Milk Bar here, who is not a trained journalist, who's just who's an amateur, filmmaker at this point.
Let me put it this way. He doesn't have like Candace probably has 5 or 10 people working for her to do her research and stuff like this. Milk Bar is just Milk Bar. And this is how quickly he finds hundreds of people retweeting Trump's tweet from 2013, and she can't possibly find a motive. And then she even says, which is crazy. She's like, I tried in earnest. I couldn't find any reason for him to do this, even though tons and tons and tons of people were doing the exact same thing on that exact same day. And then 12 minutes later, but would we even believe Josh Hammer if he said, no, I was tweeting it about the thing everyone else was using it for? No, she won't believe him. She won't believe him.
There are two explanations here. Explanation one is she really didn't see that lots of people were quote tweeting this old tweet, not just Josh Hammer. So she's an absolutely horrible, terrible journalist who also then comes to her conclusion that nobody else did it except Josh Hammer. Therefore, she then puts out this completely half-ass idiotic journalism and should not be trusted by anybody. That's explanation number one. Explanation number two is that she is fully aware that a lot of people quote tweeted this old Donald Trump tweet, but she just ignored that piece of evidence and lied to pretend that Josh Hammer is the only one who quote tweeted this on that day, which is what makes it all suspicious. In that case, she's an evil, dishonest liar who actually is so bad that she will happily put out a false narrative that might as well get people killed. So she's either so irresponsible and incompetent that she puts out dangerously false information, or she is just pure evil and dishonest and endangers people. Which option do you guys want to pick? Especially Candace Owens fans. Which option do you want to pick? Is she a liar or is she completely incompetent? It's up to you now.
Yo. And here's what really sucks, right? So she streamed this yesterday, titled Charlie's Final Hours. What else is Josh Hammer lying about? And so, I mean, on the thumbnail as the evidence, she's got his tweet, his quote tweet of Donald Trump. That's the evidence. She has it on. That's the evidence she has on the screen. Here's the thing. 1.8 million views so far. So what's it going to get? 2.5, 3, something like that. You're talking millions of people watching Candace say, it just doesn't make any sense. Oh my goodness. He tweeted the day before Charlie Kirk was publicly executed that he supports public executions. This was right after he threatened Charlie, and Charlie was terrified and going around saying, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. And then he gets to campus and then he gets blown away. Here's the thing. So millions of people will see Candace seeing that. Josh Hammer has responded in video and on X. How many of Candace's millions of viewers are actually going to see Josh Hammer's response? And even if they do, how many of those will believe him when he says, she's already said it. Are we going to believe him if he says, no, I was actually talking about the public execution of guys who murder girls on trains?
You don't even have to speculate. You don't even have to speculate. So here's Josh Hammer is actually on Newsweek. He made a video responding to this today and explained everything. If you go into the comment section, the comment section is, I think her main point was the fact that he plugged your book not once but twice in interviews, the tales of Charlie's death, which is really disgusting. Check yourself. You're still mentioning your book. Wow, bro, sound like a villain. Josh, she has never said or implied you killed Charlie. She actually has. Maybe that's your victim mentality talking. There is no truth in you. He literally did what I'm doing here in a more extensive way and explained how much she lied about him. But the comment section storms the place and does not believe him and calls him a liar. So here's the thing, guys. If tomorrow something happened to Josh because of this, Candace Owens would be in huge trouble, legally speaking. And even at this point, if nothing happens to Josh, Candace should be in huge trouble, which is why I am in contact with Josh. I talked to him in the past. He interviewed me. I would like to. I'm gonna ask him as well to look into suing her on this, because this goes too far. This is no longer just lying or dishonesty or just doing things for attention. This goes too far.
Hey, you should tell that Josh Hammer dude to join us for a live stream. We'll go through all the evidence.
I asked him earlier if he wants to join. He said he's too drained and too tired after this whole day, but he sent me a few things to mention if I need to. So
yeah, guys, so think about this. Candace accused this dude, implied that he's involved based on him tweeting his support for public executions the day before Charlie Kirk was killed. And then she ties this all together, and Josh Hammer's threatening him, and Charlie knows he's going to be killed, and all this stuff. Complete, insane, deranged nonsense. But you can never do away with the accusation. You see, keep in mind, how can Josh Hammer prove to a Candace fan that he had nothing to do with this? There's no way he can prove it. There's no evidence he could give. None. Any evidence he could possibly give is fake, and it's exactly what we would expect from someone who conspired to kill Charlie.
The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure that Josh Hammer is, let me see. Hammer graduated from Duke University in 2011 with a Bachelor of Science degree in economics. After graduating, he worked in antitrust research. He later earned his JD degree, law, from University of Chicago Law School in 2016. In law school, he was active in the Federalist Society. He has also been a fellow, so he studied law.
He knows what someone can be sued for.
He worked at a law firm before, and so on.
Well, he's Jewish, right?
Yeah, I think that answers the question. Somebody said, is Josh Hammer Jewish? So yeah, he is a lawyer.
I just said that.
Of course he's Jewish. Why else do you think Candace Owens has an obsession with him and accuses him of things? Just look at this. Here are the so many tweets that are. Just watch this second again. Here.
Trump tweets, some pulled that very tweet and called for a public execution. The first time that he tweeted about a public execution was back in 2013. And he said it in reference, in 2022. And he said it in reference to the Boston Marathon bombing terrorist account. The Uvalde shooter. And I can tell you that it is not something.
Wait, what?
What? Yeah, there's something weird going on with whatever they're putting on her screen, because she says the first time Josh Hammer ever tweets about public executions was in 2022. About this shooter, but she misspeaks and says the Boston Marathon bomber, which would be correct, and that was 2019.
This is weird.
Somehow there's some wires crossed, right? She's getting the right tweet, but the wrong date, and then she's getting the date from a different tweet. There's something.
Then they're putting it on the screen. This is her screen. How is this happening?
And he said it in reference. I'm sorry, in 2022, and he said it in reference to the Boston Marathon bombing terrorist account. Oh, sorry, the Uvalde shooter.
Okay, I'm not sure what exactly is happening with whoever is putting this stuff on her screen, but anyway. So hang on. Josh Hammer did talk about public execution before.
Mm-hmm.
So he did call for public execution before for certain crimes.
And by the way, it's not just Josh Hammer, it's Trump, and it's a ton of people. Whenever there's someone who's like a terrorist or something like that, or a school shooter, or someone who murders someone on a train, you start getting, hey, we need to bring back public executions. It's a common thing. Candace seems to have no idea about it, and yet she's reporting on it while pointing out that there could be no other explanation for why this guy would tweet his support for public executions. There's no possible explanation. She tried. She even says, I tried to find one. I couldn't.
All right.
And I can tell you that it is not something that Josh Hammer regularly tweets about. Rather than say what he definitely meant or what he didn't mean, I decided to just create a micro timeline of Josh Hammer's tweets the day before Charlie Kirk's assassination. This is what Josh Hammer tweeted. He tweeted a total of 9 times on September 9th, and you can gather what was going on at that day from his tweets. This 3-hour break, maybe this is a 3-hour break where he speaks to Charlie Kirk.
This is very funny. So a Milk Bar is highlighting this part here, but you see what this looks like. So Candace Owens actually sits down here and actually puts down a timeline of Josh Hammer's tweets on September 9th, right? To then somehow imply that he out of nowhere tweeted about public execution. Out of nowhere. Why would he do that? The funny thing is, as Milk Bar pointed out here, in the morning here, Josh Hammer already talked about Irina Zarutska, the Ukrainian woman who was killed by that monster.
Mm-hmm.
So he was talking about this topic actively. And at the end of it, he also posted about public execution for the murder of Irina Zarutska. And she acts like it has nothing to do with that at all. She acts like this is just out of nowhere. He just randomly posts something about public execution. Mm-hmm. Is he trying to say that Charlie Kirk is going to be publicly executed? No, it's related to the topic he talked about.
And then she's talking about the 3-hour break. Is this when he was threatening Charlie? Is this when he's saying, Charlie, you're a dead man unless you do what we say? And then right after that, as a warning to Charlie, he sends out his tweet in support of public executions as a message to Charlie that you're going to be dead tomorrow. You're going to be publicly executed for turning against Israel.
This is just so messed up. I mean, it is a legal thing on the one hand, but it is also a complete moral sickness on the other hand. She actually sits down and without a single shred of evidence, just because she really wants to, she sits down and starts accusing a random person whom Charlie Kirk trusted enough, more than her, by the way, whom Charlie Kirk trusted enough to have in his own group chat to vent and to share things with and to take advice from, of having something to do with his murder. And then she actually puts down a timeline of his day to imply that he may have had something to do with his murder. This is what she does. There is such evil and such sickness in her behavior. She could do this to literally anybody if they're Jewish.
And then at 9:09 p.m., again, we're talking Eastern, Josh Hammer tweets in favor of public execution, and there's no context that is provided.
The context is directly Irina Zarutska. That's it. Absolute whore.
So anybody telling you he for sure meant this, we cannot know that. We cannot know Josh Hammer's thoughts.
So what does she do instead of saying, "Oh, we can't know that it was about her, therefore it might have been about Charlie Kirk"? Are you freaking insane?
And so she leaves out the retweets. She leaves out the retweets where he was that provide the missing context that she left out deliberately. He was stuck. So, guys, his 2 retweets right before his tweet in favor of public executions. His 2 retweets were about Iran. This is awful, dude.
Like, she is,
and you know, if she's a freaking idiot and an evil scumbag or completely insane, that's one thing. But like, what does it say about the level of stupidity in the world that her followers just mindlessly go along with anything she says, when this is how she does research? And that, oh, not to mention, you know, dreams and so on. I got a dream.
I have a dream. She also talks about him. She calls him a Pharisee, which of course has nothing to do with him being Jewish. And so on, man. It's just, this is vile behavior. This is evil behavior. I want to highlight one thing. One super chat that I found was quite nice, that I just saw, that I put on the screen earlier. What did I do with that? Vilas Boas. Where's your super chat? Did I put that away? Groypers must hate Romans chapter 9 till 11. This is the funny thing. Before I decided to become a Christian, and I was much more interested in Judaism, that was a time when I read Romans, the entire book of Romans, and I came across Romans 9 through 11, and I loved it. I really loved it. And I thought, I wish I had heard of this before. I wish I had heard of this epistle before. I wish I wish I had heard of this whole part about the Jews before, because it's beautiful, and it's in no way compatible with these gropers and these other Jew-hating people, where Paul himself directly expresses his love for the Jews, even those who don't believe, and says, I wish I could have cut off my own salvation for their sake, and so on. Would really recommend everybody to read or reread that. Hating people and being obsessed with them is a sickness, and Candace Owens says that's sickness. Felix says the only reason Candace Owens talks so big and crazy is because she has a rich husband. Looks like it.
Oh, hey. I just literally sent myself something about that. How do I share a picture? Do I click present?
Yeah.
How do I put a picture on the screen? I click present,
and then you just find it.
Hold up.
Yak said, based on the text about Charlie's alleged shift on his Israel stance, the fact that it was over losing a Jewish donor proves that its alleged shift was over money, not principles.
Here you go.
And there clearly was no shift. It was just a moment of venting. That's it.
Hey, I just shared a picture, man. Put that on the screen.
This is it.
This is tied to her husband, huh?
Oh, and wait. Here.
Right there. Look at this. Look at this. What an odd thing to say. This is her most recent short that popped up on my feed when I went to her channel. Look, what an odd thing to say. This is Candace, and the title is Farmers Having Something with Sheep. Now, AP, what is the entire family of her husband and her in-laws? What's their names?
Farmers.
Wait a minute. What an odd thing to say. Oh, she put it right on the screen. What an odd thing to say. Is this Candace's way of letting us know that her husband and his dad and who knows how many other farmers out there are having sex with sheep? Is this her way of doing it? Oh my goodness, it's right here. She's announcing it to the world that her husband and his entire bloodline have sex with sheep. How clear could she possibly make it for the entire world to know that her husband has sex with sheep? She's announcing it to the world. Congratulations. See, I'm learning from Candace. I'm doing research exactly like Candace does.
Here's the name of her husband, George Farmer.
Farmer. Wait a minute. Her husband's name's George Farmer, and then she posts a short about farmers having sex with sheep.
Was she trying to tell us that his family is engaged in bestiality?
What an odd thing to say.
What a weird thing to post. No context.
Don't worry, Candace. We got you. We understand what you're trying to tell us. Other people wouldn't have seen it, but we've sort of learned from the Candace Owens School of Journalism how to read these sorts of things. So we know exactly what's going on, and we will. You farmers out there, just so you know, we will get justice for those sheep that you're banging.
That was pretty good, man.
We're the heroes. We're the heroes of sheep.
Did you just randomly encounter that, or?
No, I went over to her page to see how many people watched the one from yesterday, and then right below that is latest shorts from Candace Owens, and that was the most recent one. It's about her husband banging sheep.
Wow, man. So there you go. Apparently there is a bestiality issue going on.
Oh, I wasn't planning on doing anything with that, but your reaction tells me that's gold. So I'm about to tweet that. I'm about to tweet that.
You know what you should do? You should make a video about it.
Yeah. Okay.
And why would she tweet that? Why would she post that? What is she trying to say? The potato guy. You hear of the waning about Candace Owens that God gave to Troy Black. What? What is this? I have no idea what that means. David, what does this mean? I don't speak English.
You hear of the waning about Candace Owens that God gave to Troy Black? What?
What does it mean?
Assuming warning? You mean warning.
I don't speak English. I don't know what this says.
Troy Black. We don't know who Troy Black is, let alone any waning or warning to him.
Right, Tesla. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. This is true. Apple Baker, I'll Puff Daddy, please bring on Robert Spencer to discuss a new peace deal. That would be a fascinating discussion. What are your impressions, instincts about it? I want to talk more about it once I have done more studying of it. I have been talking with one Israeli politician about this, but I'm also headed to Israel now, and I'm going to meet up with some important and interesting people to directly ask them and have some good conversations with them about this stuff. So that's that. Apparently Candace Owens is now attacking Donald Trump for making peace or something. I don't care. Get the whiteboard for David, LOL. That'll be funny. Drew Traver, National Lampoon's Vacation, Momo and Al-Zut visit Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I was actually working on an Al-Zut song. I don't know if it's any good yet, but I've been working on an Al-Zut song, and I was wondering if you think it's good, David.
I haven't listened to it yet. You sent it to me when I was with my kids. It is jujitsu class, man. And you're like, oh, you have to listen to this. You have to listen to this song. Hey, I can actually do an okay Johnny Cash impression. So you might want to release your song when you're done with it, then give me the instrumental and let me sing it for audiences around the world at Johnny Cash tribute shows.
Oh, yeah. How about this?
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
I hear that train will come. It's rolling around the bend in the desert sands of Mecca, where the wild nights never end. Muhammad drew a circle, told his buddies stay right here. Then the Zut boy showed up naked, bringing quite the atmosphere. Zut, zut, Zut train's coming tall and skinny, dark and bare. Zut, zut, they're piling on him, riding the prophet without a care. No gene, just nomads in the fray, crowding around him till the break of day. Zut, zut, that train's a rolling, a desert party that won't fade away.
What do you think so far?
Yeah. Got the echo again, though.
Okay, the echo's gone. It's good, right? Still working.
That's extremely good, man. Doesn't sound like Johnny Cash very much, but definitely sounds like a country singer. But you got a country banger on your hand, not in the Zoot sense, but you got a country banger on your hands, man.
I know, it's fantastic. I was driving around and then I suddenly came up in my head. I was like, Zoot train. Oh, so I decided to just start working on it.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Don't make that like one of your 5 or 6 minute songs. Make it like a 1.5 or 2 minute song.
Yeah, I shall. Smile to Jahannam says AP's favorite superhero was Martin of Tours. He was indeed. Hey, this is true. He's the only superhero. Ryan, the echo was coming from Candace's empty skull. Sketch therapy, song Ridwan Prophecy in Quran, Muhammad in the Bible. I should do that. Christian Gadfly, Mike Winger is a woman he told me in a dream. He did? That's fantastic. Well, I know that Candace Owens is a man. So, Osted Estri, does Hassan Piker hate dogs because he's a Muslim or because he's an arsehole? This is a good question. David, what do you think?
It can be both, man. Things can be both.
It has to be one or the other. Kevin Lionel says, hey, David, when you see Ruslan in person, can you ask him why the voice in his intro says Ruslan in such a questionable manner? Ruslan.
I will not.
You're supposed to do that, man. Ari Wasaman, say the Shahada and then tell Candace you love her. Then StreamYard will work. Felix, oh my God, is she being serious? She can't be serious. She is very serious. Winger told Candace in a dream the dirt on David Wood. The day that Candace Owens starts attacking David Wood will be funny. Mimi Love, good law. Candace's receipts are a black hat waiting for the bunny to jump out. Following God's word brings no division to one's self. Ari Wasserman said, come on, Candy, honey, admit you did it. It's the most likely explanation. Asa says, it seems that Candace believes there is a conspiracy for everything. There literally is. Sketch therapy, Iran airstrikes, Ukraine talks, Gaza peace, Venezuelan speedboats, Kirk's death, all a plot to stop Candace from talking about Macron's wife, husband. Vilas Boas says, if Candace for real had a dream about the real Charlie, he would tell her off in it. She would wake thinking it was a nightmare that Jews put into her head. Yeah. Abraham Harb, I don't know about Josh Hammer, but I know who was hammered by 30 old loot men in the desert. Asa became a member. Welcome to the club. Mike Rodge Winger says Candace is almost as bad as Mike Winger. AC, I'm much more on the Dyer Wilson side of Israel, but Candace lies and mixes good arguments with bullshit that creates wedge tactics and discredits legitimate questions. Yeah, you need to abandon the Dyer Wilson side. It's a losing side. But I agree with you here. Osted Estri, yes, AP, but have you considered Candace's point about Josh Hammer being a Jew? It's pretty convincing. I know, that's probably the most solid evidence that she has. He probably has something to do with it because he's Jewish. FC.
What's crazy is we sit there and make fun of it. That's exactly her reasoning.
Yeah, it is.
That's exactly the psychology behind this. Oh, he's a Jew. So obviously, since this is all about Jews, then he's in on it. And I'm going to find the evidence and I'm going to go make the evidence fit with what I've already concluded ahead of time.
That's what they do. FC says, I know Josh Hammer, not smart to mess with him. He's a very good lawyer. He will sue. Charlie was assassinated.
Yeah, we've already established that he's Jewish. We know he's a good lawyer.
Candace is low IQ. Yeah. I also like that song, Can't Touch This. Yeah. Ethan Matthew, Candace be playing limbo with her IQ and she's winning. How low can you go? AC, Charlie was hosting and admitting Paleocon points and exploring Catholic and Orthodox religion and mad at his donors for refusing to be their puppet, but he hadn't converted and wasn't anti-Zionist Paleocon yet. He wasn't on a track either. He always, this is the thing with Charlie Kirk, okay? He wasn't just a very simple person. He didn't just have a regular narrative that he ran with. He always had strong disagreements with people on his own side. He had strong disagreements with conservatives, strong disagreements with other Christians, strong disagreements with other Zionists, but he was a Zionist himself. He wasn't going against it, nor was there any sign that he was going against it, that he was going to go against it. Smile to Jahannam says, whose fans are smarter? Candace's, Lily's, Jace, or MW's? David, whose are smarter?
This is all massively depressing. It's like who are even, which Jay are you even talking about? I assume Jay Smith. It's seriously disheartening that you, gosh, don't even know what to do, because this is just growing, man. Everyone out there is everyone out there who's spouting deranged nonsense of any kind is just got people eating it up like crazy.
No, I'm going to say that the answer is very obvious here, and I want to be an honest person and say it right here. There's no need to be funny. The smartest are Lily J's fans.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We could have said 1, 2, 3. We'll call out our real answer, and we would have both answered Lily J.
Yeah, and then maybe Mike Winger. Yeah. V says it's so crazy because people have been bashed by her fans saying you're paid by Israel for things she's going too far. I feel so bad for Charlie's family. I hope Turning Point USA sues her into bankruptcy or something.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine that in court? Like going into court and you play her video where she's saying, oh, well, you know, I tried to find any possible motive for why he would tweet his support for public executions on the same day that hundreds of thousands of other people were posting their support for public executions, because there's this, big story about this woman being murdered on a train. I couldn't find any possible explanation. And if he even tried to claim that that's what he was referring to, that he's just going along with what all these hundreds of thousands of other people were doing on the same day, would we believe him? No, because we've already decided he murdered Charlie Kirk. You imagine just playing all that crap in court?
That would be fantastic, man. That would be fantastic.
Be
By the way, I want to quickly break down the story of this amazing compilation of videos. Hang on. So here's how it started. I saw Neo post this.
Yes, we're gonna surveil everybody. Everyone will be on their best behavior. Yes, you're a freak.
Then I thought, okay, I need to add to that Jane Uyghur.
Everybody.
How could you say
We're
something
gonna surveil everybody. Everyone will be on their best behavior. Yes, you're a freak.
And then somebody else apparently added to what I added and created this. It's just getting better and better. Wait, I gotta switch to this. Okay, here.
How could you say something?
But you can also hear somewhere on that Sam Shimoon shouting Allahu Akbar, because here's that video. This is just getting very cute, man. What's wrong with people, man? Dr. Spicer says Charlie Kirk. Wait, I gotta see that again, man. That was good.
Pretty funny.
Charlie Kirk was exactly as anti-Israel as David Wood is anti-Mike Winger. Paul says, David Wood, your Dearborn video exploded in Wall Street Ape account with 50,000 likes. I think people on TW Eater are hungry for your Islam in America material. Really?
What's crazy is lots of people are sharing that. They don't realize it's like 15 years ago, man. It's 15 years ago. They're like, look, Christians are being arrested. It's like, that was 15 years ago when we tried to tell you guys about that.
Did somebody share that on that account?
Yeah, Wall Street Ape.
That's funny.
And I think they shared the archives video about that or something.
Abraham Hobbs says, Candace said they had a night Zoom call. I know another someone else who had a night Zoot call. A night Zoot call. AC, my prior comments aside, though, the interventionist complex, which Israel is a staple of, does not want real debate with the anti-interventionist and anti-dispensationalist Christian right. I would doubt that, considering that that side usually doesn't have debates. The abolitionist, the next time Candace claims dead Christians are appearing to her to tell her who murdered them, she needs to be reminded that Scripture forbids speaking with the dead. Well, I mean, we can disagree on that. But I would say if she is going to take her dreams and interpret them by herself, her own Catholic Church will tell her that this is not the way to do it. But who can tell Candace Owens anything? Right, Tester. If a dead person comes to you in a dream, I don't think it's them. It's most likely the devil or the demon. Mad Libs. Listening to Candace's arguments and theories makes me think that Muhammad was right about at least some women. Did Charlie Kirk even used to respect the use of the demanded pronouns by the LGBT+? Not really. Lord Stannis, please make AI music from Al-Kafi Volume 127. What does it say? Al-Kafi 127. I never read Shia Hadith. I have no idea what it says. Volume 1, Hadith 27. I don't even know how to search these. Shia Hadith 27. Where's 27? I can't find it. Hadith 27. Hadith 27. I said to Abu Abdullah, a man comes to me, and as soon as I speak to him only a part of what I want to say, he understands it all. There are also people who come to me and I speak to them and all that I want to speak, and only them they understand all of my statements and explain to me what I meant. There are still others to whom I speak at length, but they ask me to repeat to them what I have already explained. The Imam then said, "O Ishaq, do you know why this is?" I replied, "No, I don't know." The Imam then said the following: those to whom you speak, only some of what you may want to... I'm sure this is very funny, but I don't want to continue reading this. What the hell? What kind of retarded language is this? Sorry. Tatiana, to be fair, Frank Turek said Charlie told him they are trying to kill him. I can't stand Candace. Yeah. Adi Wasserman, it obviously has to be, but it doesn't do us much good. A psychopathic narcissism is legal. What?
If Charlie Kirk said, they're trying to kill me. So let me get this straight. So now we've got it all together. So Frank Turek said...
Wait, David. Hold on a second. They're trying to kill me. Okay, continue.
Okay. So if Frank Turek says, Charlie said, hey, they're trying to kill me. Candace is interpreting that to mean that Frank Turek is saying Charlie was worried about Tyler Robinson in particular, and not a bunch of leftists who, as you can see from the aftermath, really support publicly murdering somebody for having different views. So just to be clear, if I were to hear Charlie before a big campus event saying they're trying to kill me, I would assume he means people, all the people online. There were even people at that university tweeting that they had something ready for him there. But she's saying the only interpretation that makes sense is like the Jews and the Turning Point guys were all conspiring to kill him and had made it clear. Right? Do I have this correct? I'm trying to make sure I understand it.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, then we're good.
I've said on multiple occasions that there are lots of people who would love to kill me. I've said that there are people who want to kill me. What do I mean by that? Does that mean that I'm saying Israel is trying to kill me? No, it means the obvious. When I say that, I'm clearly talking about the Muslims. When Charlie Kirk said it, he clearly talked about those who actually repeatedly threatened to kill him. Which, I have to say, it seems that right now in America, so, when we're talking about Europe, for example, those who will take you out over political matters will usually be the Muslims. In America, the leftists seem to be a significantly bigger problem than the Muslims, right? Would you say that the leftist violence is much worse in America than the Islamic violence?
Seems to be. When you're hearing about all these shootings and so on, and yeah,
it's pretty messed up. Pretty messed up. Does Candace feel scorned by Charlie, quietly, politely distancing herself from her, and is she attempting revenge on his legacy, friends, and the Jews? Yes. She also made a video response about people who say that with her attempts, she's destroying or hurting Turning Point USA, which is Charlie Kirk's legacy. She said, so what? Maybe your company is evil. Maybe your company is hiding something. She's actually directly attacking the thing that Charlie Kirk built while claiming to support or defend him or find his real killers. She's completely messed up. Steve Sinnott, is it worthwhile to mention Muslims in the Knesset? Yeah, there are lots of Muslims in the Israeli parliament, but apparently it's an apartheid state or something. Illogic Man Kirk, thank you for the help today. You, as in you people as in LGTV 4K plus. LGTV 4K plus as in Tyler Robinson, you see. Tracy Team Jesus, look at what Amy Kozak just made titled Candace Owens reveals more leaked text messages, spot on and so funny. Let me see. Amy Kozak.
Might be based.
He's a fun
and
guy.
Everyone, just so you know, I in defense of sheep, I have tweeted Candace Owens short where she's trying to warn the world about what the farmers are doing with the sheep, but she has to do it in a kind of veiled way because, let's face it, they're millionaires and they could kill her.
That's awesome.
What are you doing, man? Play it.
That's awesome.
I'll even be quiet so I don't get an echo, man. Play it.
Didn't Candace marry a man named Farmer? What is she trying to tell us about her husband and in-laws in this short? This is good. This is solid.
Super based.
Yeah, I have to look at the Ami Kozak video later on. Maybe we can mention that some other time. Shubi Doobie says, unrelated, but I have to know, does the Muslim cowboy have goats? And should we call Pitta? Yes. Ari Osman says, Christian Jew haters say that the central attribute of the devil is one who knows the truth and yet rejects it. Maybe Muhammad was referring to Candace when he was complaining about Nabtal ibn al-Harith.
Nabtal is based.
The Lord is my shepherd says, Candace is one dream away from Charlie was in love with me and Erica was jealous. She's insane. Wants to ruin Charlie's legacy because she's not part of it. Yeah, I want to say once again to all the Candace Owens fans, Candace Owens keeps talking about a group chat where Charlie Kirk was talking to people close to him, right? Who was in that group chat? All the people that Candace Owens hates. Who was not in that group chat? Candace Owens.
Think she might be jealous?
So, Charlie Kirk had a trusted group chat that he went to have strategic conversations. And he did not include Candace Owens in that group chat. He included people that he actually trusted. FC, Irina Zatruska was killed by Candace's brother, Dick Carlos Brown, shortly before Josh's tweet. That was the likely context. Of course, being a lunatic, schizophrenic idiot, she doesn't recall that. Candace Owens, thank you. Austin Estri says, if Candace's lunacy got Josh Hammer murdered, she would immediately go live and claim Israel killed Hammer because she exposed him. Thus, she was right about Charlie Kirk's murder all along. It's satanic. You are actually quite spot on. That's probably what would happen.
That is definitely what would happen.
If Josh Hammer suddenly died, she would start claiming that he was actually in on it and that Israel took him out to hide it.
Hey, I just posted that dumb tweet that you shared, but someone replied, her husband actually appeared to me in a dream and said that he really likes sheep.
Oh man.
And then we have, why are they zooting the sheep? Oh boy. People are funny, man.
Wait a minute, what?
What?
Candace Owens now admits and confirms that Charlie Kirk was actually killed and shot from the front and not from the back. She's
what she does?
Yeah, apparently she's a little bit slow.
I've seen. Yeah, hey, I was talking to this dude in my kids' jiu-jitsu class, and he was saying he knows a bunch of special forces guys, and he's like, "Yep, they told me that shot had to come from the back." And I'm thinking, I've heard I've heard it had to come from the back. I've heard it had to come from the side. I've heard it had to come to the front. Heard it had to come from a hidden compartment underneath the ground and stuff like this. And I was like, I've heard everything, all confirmed by experts in various fields and so on. Very strange.
Look, when he was killed, when the video first came out and he was killed, there were tweets that went viral and videos that went viral, which said, "Whoa, did you see how he was taken out from such distance? This must have been a professional. Nobody could possibly do this." The distance that he was shot from was literally the ideal range for the rifle used.
Yeah. Any 7-year-old who knew how to use the rifle could make that shot.
Yeah. It was the ideal range. It would actually be quite easy to do if you can properly aim with the rifle. But lots of armchair experts come out and start claiming, "Oh, there must be something bigger about this. It must be the CIA. No, it was a very simple shot. People need to stop being so retarded. She calls Pharisee to signal to Christians to hate him. That's what she does. Steve Sine, do you think y'all do a video on Cornel West and his hatred for Israel? I have no idea who Cornel West is.
You know who Cornel West is, man?
His books are required reading in many undergraduate and graduate programs here in the US, and I don't see many online critics. Who's Cornel West? Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah. Harvard professor. Super smart, likable guy. It's weird. He's one of those guys who can be just saying something that's completely insane and idiotic, and this seems like a likable fellow. Wrong, like crazy wrong on some things, but
I don't know what to say about it. Drew Traver, I'll zoot tenderloin, the other dark meat. Hella outside as Candace Mutter wife confirmed. Yeah, of course. Jihad George Farmer. Leora says Tinashi Peter, 150,000 subscribers YouTube earlier in a video today said, shout out to apostate prophet. Let's link up. He talks about Christianity, Cuckoo, Candace, Israel, and others.
I'm going to look that up. Tinashi Peter.
Tinashi is a singer, American singer, songwriter, and dancer. Okay, that's the wrong one. Tinashi Peter. Okay.
4 hours ago, he posted, Charlie Kirk warned Americans about Islam before his death.
Okay, if he's related to the singer, then yeah, we can collaborate. Paul, for the love of God, tweet the farmer sheep thing. He
already did.
Engidu says, dude, of course the farmers are doing that. Candace's husband is probably Welsh.
It's a family tradition. Banging all those sheep.
AC,
we gotta have some wives to keep up appearances.
The noticing will not stop, Farmer.
Hey, I have to say, I'm a roll with this, man. I'm a roll with this. I will find other Candace clips where she's hinting about her husband's family all being a bunch of sheep bangers, and maybe this is why she's warmed up to Muslims all of a sudden.
Powerful. It said her husband equals former chairman of Turning Point UK. Curious why he left. Did they know he was having relations with sheep? We'll find the truth. Probably.
Hey, we should start something where everyone can send us tips on how to that provide confirmation, and I'll make like this awesome video about all the different ways that Crazy Candace is signaling to us that she's in danger from her husband because she can't expose what he's doing to all the poor little sheep.
Shug became a new member. Welcome, Shug. Blowy says Candace is the type of dude that breaks out the yarn and evidence board when she notices a tag was torn off a pillow. That's cool. Sketch Therapy says, do you remember my secular case for Israel, the economic dilemma of us guarding the Suez and pipelines, discounts on F-35s, weapons saving? Yes, I do.
We do remember that.
Yes. Do you want to remind us every live stream now?
You can.
FC Candace Owens' husband has over $100 million.
And
what does he do with that?
That's a lot of sheep, man. That's a lot of freaking sheep and a lot of hush money to keep those sheep quiet.
Does George Farmer own sheep? Let's see.
His dad, his dad has even more money.
Most likely, yes. See?
Does Lord Farmer?
I think God will take care of Candace, for his judgment is perfect, says salvation through faith alone. Based. Bean Delfiki says the Dilemma Doxology on YouTube has a Circle of Trust tonight with Al Zut Country Love Ballad. I shall check it out. MT Candace, Trump shouldn't get Nobel. He helped commit a real Holocaust, and we should never forget the vermin who did it. She thinks she's yay. Okay, I gotta check that clip out now. Let's see. Candace Trump. Let's see. I just saw people posting that. She just can't help it, right? She's just an attention whore. She's such an attention whore. She is such an attention whore. Let's see. Let's see.
And Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize, by the way, for the planned ethnic cleansing so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a beach town. So let me say this. This is our never again, okay? This is a Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened. We will never forget this.
What?
Did you hear that? A real Holocaust? You know what's so funny about this whole thing here? These people, like her and others, will do this whole thing. Oh, we care about America. We don't want to be involved in other countries' thingies and all that. And then they actually start talking about, start adopting all the Hamas propaganda and care so much about Palestine. It's clearly not just about being America first. It's about being anti-Jewish first. That's it. These people are actually Israel first. It's just about hate Israel before anything else. And then you can care about America. That's it.
You need to tell your children what happened in Gaza. You need to tell them exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society, because they are. They are. Their children will be cursed, okay? You go and you play in the sand where you know that your forefathers planned to mass murder children.
I just want to ask a question. When, who, how, and when did anybody ever plan to mass murder the children of Gaza. When did that ever happen? How was the plan made? What kind of plan was that? What did it look like?
I can answer all those questions. Hamas came up with that plan. We'll go kill a bunch of Israelis, take a bunch of hostages, run and hide around a bunch of kids. And a bunch of kids are going to get killed when Israel comes looking for their hostages and the terrorists. So that's when that plan came to fruition. And so I think Candace is saying that we need to constantly be pointing out how Hamas got all these kids killed on purpose.
You know what's funny? I would encourage everyone to Google a simple question, which is how many Gazans died of malnutrition in the war? You don't even have to go to any polemical source. You don't have to go to any pro-Israel source or pro-Palestine source or anything at all. Just Google the question and look at the answers that it throws at you, including Wikipedia, the Google AI, United Nations, CNN. You can look at all of them. How many Gazans died of malnutrition in the entirety of the war? The highest number that they will give you can find on Wikipedia, by the way, is the following. Let's look at it together. Gaza Strip famine. Total deaths, 440.
Yeah, I looked it up on AI and it said 460.
Gaza's population is over 2 million. The Gaza Strip has a population of over 2 million people. They have said for years now that there is a deliberate famine to kill the people of Gaza through starvation. The highest recorded numbers of people actually dying from malnutrition is 440 out of 2 million freaking people. 440. You know what that is? That is a rate that is slightly above average for a regular country. And this place is going through war, which is why it has slightly elevated rates of death through malnutrition. That's it. So the number of deaths through starvation is slightly above normal. That's it in Gaza. But apparently, for 2 years, Israel was starving this place to death. But for some reason, people didn't die. This is the kind of bullshit narrative that they have spread with this whole genocide idea over these last 2 years. It's so dumb. Anyway,
Pretty bad.
Don't want to continue watching her nonsense. This is so dumb. So dumb. And Wyco, after Charlie died, thousands of people read their Bibles for the first time and went to church. Candace said, "To hell with that. Take down Turning Point USA." Yeah, she's messed up.
No, that's what we've been pointing. I mean, that's really messed up. I mean, you had a window of opportunity where everyone is seeing, everyone was watching those videos. We're not talking about them anymore, but everyone was watching them right when they came out, of everyone celebrating Charlie's death. And a lot of people just instantly started catching, wait a minute, I didn't know it was this bad. I didn't know these guys actually agreed with this stuff. If you'd said there's like one lunatic, okay, yeah, but I didn't know it was just like all kinds of people posting on TikTok and every other platform how they approve of killing people over their views. This is terrifying. And this people recoiled from the evil. And a bunch of people started going to church and inviting their friends to church. And then looks like it was all going to lead to a revival. Enter. Here comes Candace. Here comes Candace. Can't allow that. Everything has to be about her.
Now, I don't want to put it on the screen, but of course, some genius is like, why are you laughing at people dying? Dude, I know social media has brought out, especially the last 2 years, have brought out the absolute dumbest in society. So I'm sorry for insulting you like that. But do you really think that I'm sitting here laughing that because people are dying? Is that really what you got from the context of what I just showed? Are you freaking serious? If that is how you analyze information, the information that you observe, look at, and listen, I feel sorry for you. Actually, I don't feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for people around you. I feel sorry for those people that you talk to and communicate your thoughts to. Because the context here was very clear that I wasn't happily laughing about people dying. That I was mockingly laughing or chuckling at the claim that there is a mass genocide going on here. Because there clearly isn't. I'm sorry. Don't be dumb. No wonder you follow Candace Owens. Cargat the Wise. If Republicans lose the next midterms, we will have to thank Candace and Tucker. Congratulations. Yep. FC, how long before Candace converts to Islam? I don't think she would, because she depends on the sheep-loving family of the farmers. If whatever they decide, she will just follow suit.
She will, although progressively warm up more and more towards Islam. And she will start blasting people who criticize Islam more, because they're obviously all on the same side as Jews. So that's going to happen. Watch. And it's already happening with Tucker, but it'll happen with Candace too.
Where's my sound, man? Where's my... Oh, I can't even play sounds here. Okay. Because the system is retarded today. We don't have debate. You debated Jay and Andrew, and Charlie lost a donor for openly debating the contrary position. I didn't debate Jay on this topic. I debated Andrew. That's the only debate that I've ever had. And Andrew didn't really have it wasn't really a political debate. It was rather a religious political debate. I would rather have a proper formal debate with somebody who actually makes the case that, I don't know, that Israel is evil, that Israel is committing genocide, that America shouldn't be supporting Israel, and things like these. MT, apparently she read a Quran verse on her show. When was that?
Did she?
Show us. Show me. If I say that, I'm going to make a video. That's the one thing that you can make me make a video.
You heard that, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone who's been trying for the past 7 years now to get AP to make one of the videos he used to make back in like 2013, and he refuses and said, I will never make a video again. You can't make me. All I will ever do is live stream. You now have your opportunity to get AP to make a regular video. All you have to do is show her quoting a Quran verse. I would love to see that too. And then it will be a race to see who makes the first video, because we would think that is absolutely hilarious.
I don't know why there's this guy called The Just here who is being retarded. He's being anti-Jewish, but also says all are equal in Christ. There is no Jew nor Greek. Have you ever bothered to understand what that passage actually means, The Just? We're living in very strange times. Austin Estri, what's your take on Ismailis? I kind of like them, but only because they basically interpret Islam out of existence. I don't have anything against them. I just think they should leave Islam. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, this is one of those issues where you can look at it from different angles. And Ismailis, more philosophical, significantly more philosophical and rational than a lot of other Muslims. But at the same time, it's like, is that really what the Quran and the sources are saying? Is that really what this is saying? So it's kind of that situation where, okay, the chest thumping, me strong than you, me humiliate you, me want to bang little girl. You're like, oh, those guys are horrible. Whereas these guys are like really smart and educated. And so it's weird. It's like, well, it seems that you would like those guys more, but they're giving like a false representation of Islam. So I don't know, man. It's the same thing with like if you go back in the day, like the debaters were like Shabir Ali and Zakir Naik and so on. And then they changed to all the, humiliate you. And a lot of people are like, why can't we go back to having the, Shabir Ali and being nice and pleasant and stuff like that? Well, who's a better reflection of the true spirit of Islam? So I think it's better when people see Islam as it is, when it's represented by people who are actually imitating Muhammad and his companions.
That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. Basics. Sam, she went exploding one more time. No, can't do it again. I already clicked it away. Don't think Turek said it. Harrison Smith made it up. Yeah, Harrison Smith is a lunatic. That guy is not.
I know Frank. We could get Frank on there.
Yeah, we could. I mean, I know him too now.
I'd want to see who's saying. There's so much nonsense that comes out every day. It was like you'd have to dedicate all of your time to trying to keep up with it.
I don't know, maybe you can talk to him, but I'm not sure if he's actually interested in having any conversation about the whole drama right now. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying if people are saying he said something, then it'd be that might be relevant saying, hey, you say that? No? What'd you actually say? All right, then. You heard it here, folks.
The funny thing is, if we brought down Frank Turek, whom Charlie trusted and loved so much that he had him with him and right beside him on the day that he was murdered, the very people who are conspiracy theorists and who claim to now defend Charlie Kirk would probably attack him. This is the paradox with these people. They would attack the very same person that Charlie Kirk himself loved and trusted so much, just because he doesn't agree with their messed up mind of the Jews did it.
That's what sucks about the conspiracy nonsense. Again, man, you can say if you say, hey, this guy plotted to kill Charlie. If he says, no, I didn't, well, that's exactly what you would expect someone who plotted to kill Charlie to say. You wouldn't expect them to be honest. So it just confirms the thing you just made up about the person. It was actually it was my son Blaze figured that out. He was like 5 or 6. He was young. And he said his older brother, who was 2 years older, he goes, he just randomly says about his brother, he wets the bed and poops his pants, right? which is totally false, right? He goes, he wets his bed and poops his pants. And his older brother said, no, I didn't, you liar. And he goes, that's exactly what we would expect someone who pees his bed and poops his pants to say. And I was like, oh man, he realized it. He caught on that young, that you could just say something about someone, and if they deny it, that's exactly what you'd expect someone to say.
That's pretty good.
Oh boy.
That's pretty good. Yeah, don't I have any moderators here? No moderators.
I can moderate.
Does somebody want to be moderated? I really have no time for these bastards who now want to use Charlie's death for this kind of nonsense and spread conspiracy theories. So any of them, you can just simply ban them. Outright ban. I don't care. Ban. Inspiring Minecraft. Who needs enemies when you have friends like that? Yep. Lord Stannis can find on Google Al-Kafi 27 book chapter 4. 27 book 4 chapter 111. I'm not going to look for it. Candace knows Charlie was worried about the Jezebel website people who put a hex on him. Him and Erica were freaking out about it. Elon, I'm not a psychologist, but I wouldn't be surprised if we later discover that something emotional or mental is at play in Candace's new ideas. Well, the thing is, I already shared this before, but the other night I actually had a dream. In my dream, Abraham Lincoln came to me, and he said to me, hey, that Candace Owens, she's crazy, man. She's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So it was him, Abraham Lincoln himself. He came and talked to me and told me this. I know people might not believe this, but I do. I believe it. And everybody will see soon that it's true. So, Ash Mays, David Wood says any 7-year-old could have made that shot. What does he know we don't? Which Israeli 7-year-old?
Is David saying that they actually hired a 7-year-old assassin?
Yeah. And what does he have to do with that 7-year-old? Kenton Park.
And David already admitted that he knows Frank Turek, who's actually there and has been blamed as one of the conspirators. And David is actually a convicted violent felon and a psychopath who happens to have a 7-year-old son. So is David saying that part of the conspiracy was to get his 7-year-old son to kill Charlie Kirk? Just asking questions, guys. I'm just asking questions. Okay.
Kenton Park said, "Why is your Yoshi red?" I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Yoshi or the Mario world, but there are different Yoshis. But the main one is green, and then there are also red ones and other ones, even blue ones. But this is more advanced stuff. If you want to talk about Yoshis, you need to educate yourself more and grow up.
What you said, I asked you about that before. You said that's from some later Mario game?
Yeah, it's from Super Mario World.
Why would you have stuff from Mario? That seems like something Cameron Bertuzzi should have.
Hey, because my kid had these Yoshis, but then one day he was like, "I don't like it anymore."
Smart.
So my wife was like, "I think I'm gonna give these away," and I said, "What, Yoshis? No, I want them."
So your kid actually grew out of liking those toys, and you're like, "What? I have to have them."
You? It's my favorite toys.
And before every show, AP's sitting there. "Oh yeah, Yoshi. Well, no, you red Yoshi."
Smeister says, "AP, your journey has been a miracle. God bless you and your family, David. Only God can reward you for your massive impact in my life. Much love."
Good to hear, Smeister.
Is somebody actually saying something nice to David?
Or S. Meister. Yeah, I don't even know what to do, man.
Yeah.
Been like 7 years since anyone said anything nice.
Steve Senate says, "Thoughts on Turkish Sufism? Is it better than Shia?" Sufism in general, especially the Turkish way, is simply just the Islamic spirit, but taken a little bit, in many ways metaphorical, in many ways made dumber. It's actually not smarter, it's actually dumber. It just it relies on a lot of traditions that are not backed by anything. They will take a lot of these hadith that the regular Muslims will doubt, and they will just take them as real. For example, there is one that is cited quite often in Sufi circles, which is a hadith where Allah supposedly says that Allah supposedly said to Muhammad, "Had it not been for you, I would not have created the worlds." If you ask the Sufis, they will say, "Oh, that's totally authentic. Allah actually created the worlds just because of Muhammad." Whereas the traditionalist Muslims will say this is complete nonsense. So Sufis are actually kind of dumber in their interpretation and their preferences of texts and knowledge. There is this general idea that Sufis tend to be more peaceful, and you could say maybe they are slightly more peaceful, but it is still Islam, and they also have the same Islamic problems. They will also engage in calling for violence and even engaging in violence. In fact, in Pakistan, those who commit violence are very often Sufis. In Turkey, those who commit violence are very often Sufis as well. Inspiring Minecraft, they need help if 440 people have eating disorders. This is funny. AC, there are only of us who are simply America first and consistent on Islam, Judaism, Ukraine, etc., and are her oligarchs besides just Jews. I don't know, man. I don't think so. There are plenty of us who are simply America first and consistent on Islam, Judaism. I mean, I would believe you if you say that, and you might genuinely be just completely consistent, AC. I'm not doubting you. Okay? I will believe you. So you say there are plenty of us who are simply America first and consistent on Islam, Judaism, Ukraine, and so on. I will not doubt you. But I know that too many, if not most, of those who say these things usually have an obsession with Israel and Jews. So you might not be one of them, but it's just way too frequent. Such as Candace Owens, for example. She's clearly not just about America. Nick Fuentes is clearly not just about America. Or he doesn't care about all the other countries out there. He cares specifically about whatever concerns Israel, right? And Jews.
And didn't he even admit that Jews are way better for America?
Yeah. I would agree that Andrew Wilson is actually a good example of somebody who's quite consistent on these things. He's not strictly anti-Jewish. He's just anti anything. So I wouldn't accuse him of being that. I think I actually have respect for Andrew Wilson's position. Or Duck. After the brutal persecution Zoroastrians faced by Muslims in the name of Islam, the religion of Islam shouldn't even have the audacity to exist. Powerful. Osted Estri, wait, Farmer? Farmer marries Candace? Hey, wait a minute. What the hell? Does this mean Candace is a sheep?
I think you have a pretty solid case.
Anyway, FC says mockumentary idea. We do a Finding Candace series where we argue she is a male and was behind the first Trump assassination attempt. Solid.
We can make a better case that she's actually a sheep.
Yeah.
She's already shared that that's what her husband's into.
Yeah. Steve Sinead, how accurate is the Ahmadiyya Quran? Ahmadiyya. What Ahmadiyya Quran? Do Ahmadiyyas have a different Quran?
Yeah, they have their own translation. I think the Sher Ali. I don't know if they have others and so
translation, but they don't have a different Quran, right? But
they don't have a different Arabic Quran. They have a different translation. Yeah.
Ahmadiyya. Ahmadis. Miller Hilbert, did you know Milk Bar is being sued by Andrew Tate? He really needs our help with his legal fund. I know. We already had him on and talked.
Yeah, we've had them on and we've shared that multiple times.
You know what's really messed up? Andrew Tate actually used me in his evidence in court, but he didn't sue me. Why? He sued a bunch of people with like 100 followers and 1,000 followers. And he only included me somewhere as evidence, but he never sued me. Why is this? Why is this? Ivan says, just heard back at Turning Point USA event, and there were 2 Israel questions. Ron Paul had an interview about Schofield Bible. It's getting to be an obsession.
That's funny. It's funny. When you said Beck at first, I was thinking, Beck the singer?
No, it was Glenn Beck.
Like, so I'm Patador, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Cameron Bertuzzi wasn't talking about the Islamic dilemma, but the salami dilemma.
Powerful. Zachary Galpi, so let me get this straight. Best friend equals destroy lives, work, and everything you believe in makes sense. Yes, it does. It's perfect. Joshua Wooden, hey brothers, remember the story in that park or when David mouthed, then you turned around, David suddenly winger in the face. Oh yeah, that happened. That happened. I remember. Ash Mayes, Candace joins Islamic Dilemma. Islam. Islam. I hate when she says Israel. MT, Candace Quran today's live transcript. I am the servant of God. Then goes on to bash Judeo-Christian friendship and lies about Charlie and Catholicism. Candace Quran today's live transcript. I am the servant of God. Then goes on to bash. Okay, I'm really curious now.
I'll look it up.
Today's live. Candace Owens Mendes.
Candace Owens. Candace Owens.
Her name is actually Mendes, for those who don't know. And she actually transitioned from being a male to female. That's what I heard. That's what somebody told me. Hang on. Transcript.
Okay, go to about. Oh, yeah, she does mention the Quran. Yeah, go to like 59. Go to minute 59.
And so you're not even fighting with real people. So they dominate on X, not so much on Facebook. There's a bit more real people. On Instagram, there's more real people, but they do have bot farms there too. Radical Rat writes, thank you very much for that donation. Hi, American Muslim fan here. In the spirit of friendship between our faiths, Here is an excerpt from the Quran about Jesus, who's speaking as a baby to defend Mary's honor, said, "I am the servant of God. He has given me the scripture and made me a prophet, and he has made me blessed wherever I am. God is my Lord and your Lord, so worship him." I think all of us are realizing the tremendous need for true faith right now. And I had sort of tweeted a couple of days ago that you can sense a chink in the armor of deception. Like, we're learning a lot about how a lot of money has been put behind these Judeo-Christian programs, which was...
Isn't this incredible? Oh, there you go. You have the Muslim come in and, of course, talk about the unity between her, people like her, and Muslims, that actually quotes a Quran verse, which is a direct denial of Christianity, with a fake quote attributed to Jesus. And she then acknowledges this as true faith. And goes on to talk about the unity between Christians and Muslims, possibly, and the need for true faith. She actually takes a polemical text from the Quran, which is a direct denial of Christianity, and because she is so stupid, applauds that basically and approves of it, and draws a connection or collaboration between Christianity and Islam. This is what kind of evil she is engaged in, and she probably doesn't even realize it. She's directly taking people who deny her religion, who deny her faith, who deny her God, and praises them because she's so obsessed with attacking the Jews that she immediately, as soon as she's finished with it, takes a denial of Christianity in a positive way and starts attacking Jews. That's what she does. I mean, if you are a Christian, at least at this point, you should realize what kind of a messed up evil this trajectory leads toward. She if at this point, if until this point you still think, oh no, we just don't like Judaism, man. We just don't like Judaism, man. I'm sorry. It's right here. She's directly acknowledging and appreciating an outright denial of Christianity just because she's so obsessed with attacking Jews. That's what she does. This is, by Christian standards, she is directly bringing evil into it. She's introducing evil to unknowing Christians who are watching her. This now has 636,000 views.
Which, if that's from 4 hours ago, it's probably over 1 million by now. You know how the counters are. The counters are always way behind.
She's introducing a denial and attack on Christianity. So an evil directly to unknowing, ignorant audiences that are watching her, thinking that this is Christian. You're right. She's a useful idiot. She's a useful idiot. And Muslims know exactly how to use such people, how to use useful idiots to infiltrate and corrupt Christians. This is
they've
Christianity.
They've got a perfect one right there. So, I mean, they'll probably want to keep this up. Just keep sending the super chats, get her to read them and be like, hey, Candace, did you know that we really don't like Jews in Islam? You don't like Jews. We should all be friends. And they'll just keep having her read all that stuff. She'll be like, wow, how did the Quran know all of this? How did the Quran know this about Jews? How did Muhammad get so many things right about Jews?
It's pretty messed up.
Pretty messed up.
That is pretty messed up. Let me show you the context of this. So here are the verses. This is chapter 19 in the Quran. Chapter 19 takes the story of Mary, of Mother Mary, and Jesus, and misrepresents it in a very corrupt way. Describes Mary being pregnant, and then she brought him. So eat and drink and be contented. And if you see from among humanity anyone say, indeed, I have vowed to the most merciful abstention, so I will not speak today to any man. Then she brought him to her people, carrying him. So she brought Jesus as a little baby. They said, "Oh, Mary, you have certainly done a thing unprecedented. Oh, sister of Aaron." Of course, they added descendant here. That's not what it says. The Quran is actually such an ignorant book that it actually gets the Marys confused and thinks that Aaron, the brother of the other Mary, who lived thousands of years before Mother Mary, was actually the brother of this Mary. "Oh, sister of Aaron, your father was not a man of evil, nor was your mother unchaste." So she pointed to him, to Jesus. They said, "How can we speak to one who is in the cradle, a child?" Jesus said, "Indeed, I am the servant of Allah. He has given me the scripture and made me a prophet." This already doesn't sound like Christianity. "And he has made me blessed wherever I am, and has enjoined upon me prayer and zakah as long as I remain alive." This is Muslim Jesus talking as a baby. "And dutiful to my mother, and he has not made me a wretched tyrant. And peace is on me the day I was born, and the day I will die, and the day I am raised alive." That is Jesus, the son of Mary, the word of truth about which they are in dispute. They are in dispute, the Christians. It is, here it comes, it is not befitting for Allah to take a son. Exalted is he. When he decrees an affair, he only says to it, be, and it is. And Jesus said, and indeed Allah is my Lord and your Lord, so worship him. That is a straight path. At this point, Christians should realize that this here is directly, so the entire context was just building up to attacking Christianity. And a Muslim goes on Candace Owens' stream and quotes the Quran here, and I have to say in this case, it's because she is a complete ignorant idiot. She doesn't know it. So she takes it and acknowledges it and appreciates it, calls it true faith, and then immediately starts attacking Jews. I'm sorry, Christians, do you realize that she is directly inviting evil and putting it into the hearts and the minds of millions of Christians who are watching her? This is the kind of evil that the leftists would engage in, but this is now a supposed self-proclaimed traditional Christian doing this kind of stuff. She is opening the doors for the Muslims to come in and attack the Christians and their faith. That's what she does. Wow, man. Wow.
Something that I would speak about with Charlie, because he was, in fact, very interested in Catholicism. And so it is interesting to see that. I do think the evangelical community is feeling that. And let me know if you agree that people are starting to wonder, like, why does my pastor? And again, it's not every pastor, but it's too many pastors get up on a stage and preach about Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson. That is leading to broader questions. And I think in the end, all of this is good. Like the topic of faith being at the forefront of our minds worldwide is good. A Sisters writes.
So she takes the hint from a Muslim and then makes it all about attacking Jews, and then also attacking Protestants, specifically attacking evangelicals, and then saying that they are actually changing and realizing that they are wrong. To his last moment, Charlie Kirk was an evangelical. He never changed. And he was also a Zionist, by the way. And I don't agree with a position of theologically having a duty to support Israel, the nation, but Charlie Kirk actually believed that as well. But she loves to misrepresent him now that he's dead. Vile behavior. Very vile behavior. MT video ID. This plus video of Muslim Brotherhood leader saying she and Tucker helping to usher in Islam in America. Tucker praising Sharia. Mail my check. There you go, David. Bunch of video ideas. Steve Sinead, should I point out to liberals no women imams in US? No, I don't think that's a good selling point. Ostit Estri, Candace just came extremely close to saying Islam is a true faith. Yeah, that's what she did. Let's bait Candace to support Islam. It would be the start of her downfall, proving she isn't really a Christian. The thing is, on the surface, I would think that is a good idea, but the other side is that she actually has to put, I mean, considering that she's spouting the most ridiculous nonsense and there are millions of people still watching her and running with it, she has the potential to actually spread Islamophilia to her right-wing audience. You know, that's the messed up part. MT, other video idea, Candy tearing down Vessel for bringing to Jesus while supporting Islam. Coincidence? Mail my second check. This is a good idea, David. Jepster, there's 3 guys in one thing. This seems a bit weird, don't you think? What is this so-called Trinity? I have questions. Okay, that's, yeah.
Hey, pull something up real quick.
No. RM Paradise Alive. Candace takes Shahada in less than 1 year. Paul Jones, Candace for mayor of Crazy Town. MT, from apologizing to Muslims for 9/11 to this. Charlie warned about what Candace is doing with Islam. Yes. MT, whoever you are, you have fantastic ideas. Let's get in touch. This is actually a fantastic point. Charlie, in his last months, warned about this. And here is Candace doing it. He warned about the Islamic influence and Islamic infiltration and Islamic corruption of society and Islamic attack on Christianity and the possible decline of Western values and the takeover by aggressive Islamic ideas. He warned about this. He gave speeches about this. And Candace is rolling with it because Candace never cared about what Charlie actually believed. Anyway, David, what do you want me to pull up?
Arabic Infancy Gospel of the Savior.
Arabic Infancy Gospel Savior. What do you want me to do with it?
There should be one from,
New Advent.
That'll work.
What do you want me to do with it?
Go down to the beginning, right here.
Just look at the using.
Go back. Don't miss the intro. Ready? In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, one God. With the help and favor of the Most High, we begin to write a book of the miracles of our Lord and Master and Savior, Jesus Christ, which is called the Gospel of the Infancy. In the peace of the Lord. Amen. Now go down a little. Ready? We find what follows in the book of Joseph the high priest, who lived in the time of Christ. Some say he is Caiaphas. He has said that Jesus spoke. And indeed, when he was lying in his cradle, said to Mary, his mother, I am Jesus, the Son of God, the Logos, whom you have brought forth, as the angel Gabriel announced to you, and my Father has sent me for the salvation of the world. The point here is, because you were pointing out how what was actually quoted to Candace was an attack on Christianity. Yet you see this over and over in the Quran. They'll take a story. This is the Arabic Infancy Gospel, right? This is circulating. And Muhammad would be asked about these things. So what about Jesus speaking in the cradle and announcing that he's the Son of God? And then Muhammad would get his revelation, just like Candy getting her dream. Actually, what he said is, I am a servant of the great God, Allah, and I'm here to preach Islam to you, brothers. That's what he actually... So the dude actually quoted to Candace Owens a story that is an attack on the deity of Christ and is taking an apocryphal Christian source, changing the words to bring them in line with Islamic theology. And that's true faith. That's true faith.
Well. Well. But look at this. Look how David is using Catholic sources. David's like, no, I would never trust Catholicism, but let me pull up this Catholic source here.
Hey, if I get shot tomorrow, Candace will be like, and David, right before he died, was quoting Catholic sources. And so, I mean, he was getting really close to Catholicism, and that's why he was killed.
He pulled up New Advent, which is literally a Catholic website. And What does it show you?
I'm surprised she's not blaming the evangelicals, right?
Yeah.
Because people, according to Candace, like everyone's just basically waiting to kill everyone else, and the Jews are ready to kill you on the drop of a dime. Candace, if you want to expand it, what you want to say is, so you've already got the FBI in your theory. You've got Israel in your theory. You've got the Turning Point guys who are pro-Israel. They're in your conspiracy to kill Charlie. Toss evangelicals in there too if you haven't already. I haven't been watching her show, so I don't know if she has already. But toss evangelicals into the crazy soup. The evangelicals are talking to the Jews, and they're like, "Hey, we're worried that Charlie's going to become a Catholic and lead a bunch of evangelicals to Catholicism. We're worried he's going to turn against Israel and then ruin Israel." It's like, so what are we going to do here? Kill him? I say we kill him. All right, let's put the plan in motion.
Zoot. Is it wrong to think Candace only cares Charlie died because he wasn't Catholic, so didn't make it to heaven because he doesn't submit to Rome? I'm not sure if Candace believes that. Oh, she's a traditionalist, heretical Catholic, but the general Catholic position wouldn't be that he didn't make it to heaven, but rather that his salvation wasn't guaranteed or something like that. MT, other video idea, Candy talking about this plus Dearborn Mayor kicking out pastor. Mail my third check. There you go, David, video ideas. V says, how does one not conflate the old Israel with the modern nation state? I've seen people say they're the same and I'm not versed in it. Sorry if confusing. I don't want to sit here and explain this and talk about it. I had a debate with Andrew Wilson about that. Although both Andrew and I agree that the modern state of Israel would not be synonymous to Israel mentioned in the Bible. But then I know that there are lots of people, especially on the evangelical Protestant side, who will say that it is a representation of the biblical Israel. There are differences in it, but I don't think it's time to discuss it. Is there anything you want to say about that, David?
No. It's never crossed my mind that you're saying the modern state is the same as 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. I would just recommend reading the Epistle to the Romans, especially 9 through 11. Thux2828 became a new member. MT says, I'll email you with a subject, farmers loving goats. No, sheep. Farmers loving sheep.
Yeah, don't be misrepresenting what Candace is hinting at.
We don't lie here.
Yeah.
We speak the truth.
We stick to what Candace is trying to hint at, obviously.
Farmers are having relationships with sheep, not goats.
Sheep, not goats.
Candace already leading Christians astray and making them pro-Islam. She's emergency growth that needs to be defeated even if some damage happens. Ash Mays, for all she says they were friends, seems Charlie's DTH is best thing that has happened for Candace. This platform and conspiracies. Sad, pray for her. I know that's a very messed up aspect of it. Gwyneth Isaacs said, my niece was saying words at 7 months and speaking full complex sentences by 9 months. That doesn't make her the Messiah. It happens sometimes. Yeah, I think in that nonsensical apocryphal story about Jesus, it's like as soon as he's born, he starts speaking.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's an infant.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else, David?
Nope.
What are we doing tomorrow? You're traveling.
I'll be in California, sadly.
California love.
California. All right, that's gonna conclude the live stream today. And for more live streams, tune in as always. Next time we go live together again. For now, let me leave you alone with a Zoot song.
I hear that train will come. It's rolling around the bend. In the desert sands of Mecca, where the wild nights never end. Muhammad drew a circle showed up naked, bringing quite the atmosphere. Zut, 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 train's coming tall and skinny, dark and bare. Zut, zut, they're piling on him, riding the prophet without a care. No gene, just nomads in the fray, crowding around him till the break of day. Zut, zut, that train's a-rolling, a desert party that won't fade away. They mounted up like cowboys on a bucking bronco.